the issue I'd ask you about is, what did you do in the situation? Did you inspire yourself? You know? I mean, this is another piece of bug. I'm only as good as the people I work with? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Those people are only as good as you pull them up to be. It's your job. Now, you're not going to make a brilliant director out of an idiot, but you, as a good actress, can make an idiot, idiot plus. Well, and it's better than pure idiot. You can. You know, and that's the attitude you have to go in with. We always have to pull these things up with us. That's our job, is to pull things up, not to be hurt because the standards aren't as high as we'd like them to be. How can we get these standards pulled up here? By doing our best.
And I know, like, part of it was probably me feeling like I didn't do as good a job as I wanted to do. So.
Well, yeah. So, of course, we all have that. It's natural. But also, you know, none of these situations are perfect. No, you know, they just aren't. They just aren't. And I mean, when I worked with movie stars, they're going, well, really, the drapes, you know, just acting. It's never quite as, you got it, that's the nature, it's show business, you know. Okay, all right. Agents, managers, and publicists. Gee, I wish I could just skip that board. Okay, here's the first piece of fun. Agents care. They care about money. Not because they're bad people, but because it's their job. They're salesmen. Their job is to turn over dollars. That's it. If you have any illusions about it, illusions, those are movie agents. In the movies, agents call you when you're sick, they bring by soup, they care, and you might have an agent like that. God bless you. But agents, that's not the job definition. The job definition is get as many demos as you can, right? Any of you ever sold cars? You know that? Okay, a car salesman's job is to get as many people to take a test drive as possible. Because the more people that actually get behind the wheel and feel the car, the more people that will actually go the next step. So your agent's job, test drives. Test drives. Test drives. What do we call test drives in show business? Auditions. Okay? That's their job. As many test drives. Now, of those test drives, then what's your job?
Sell the car. Show them
If they're driving you around the block,
sell it.
your job is to give the best ride possible, isn't it? You know? So, don't be desperate. All these other things we talked about, your job, once they've gotten you into the test drive, is to be the best ride that those casting people have ever had. All right? Then what's the salesman's job after the test drive in the car?
Get the most money.
Close. 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 And if you've got an agent that gets the test drives and closes the deals, expect no more. If you get more, if they send you presents, fine. God, wonderful. But expect no more than that. They are just simply the salesmen in our industry. Don't expect any more than that. They're not good. This whole thing about, well, I needed my agent's guidance. You know, I went and asked, what acting teacher should I study with? Really? You did, huh? That must have been interesting. What do they know about it? Well, they have clients with so-and-so. Oh, they have clients with so-and-so. How are those clients doing? Better than you? Yes. Good. Go visit that acting teacher. See what you think. But if you think they're going to take your little hand and walk you over and say, this is Milton, they're not doing it. It's not happening. They shouldn't do it. I find it weird, actually, to tell you the truth, when they do that. But some do.
Is it the same with headshot when they tell you what?
The same with what?
Is it the same when they tell you what photographer they want to?
If they tell you what photographer to go see, that's certainly a photographer on your list because it means they've had some good experience. That photographer has delivered some photos that worked, or they treated clients well. I would certainly put them on the list. But if an agent said to me, I won't work with any photos except from this photographer, I would say to the agent, how much are they paying you? Because that's what's going on. There's some favor going on. It may be money, maybe something else. But if an agent is trying to say only this photographer works, I know 20 or 30, and there are 100 more I know that don't display here, and there are 500 more that I don't know anything about, and a lot of them are really talented. So, you know, for me, a much more important consideration, where's photos? Is it on the sheet here? Oh. Huh. Photos, should be over there maybe. For me, a much more important consideration is, would I unwrap my sandwich in this studio? Because if I wouldn't unwrap my sandwich here, no, I don't want to take my picture here. Really? If there's dog poo, I don't care who recommended them. This is much more important to me. Because if I wouldn't unwrap my sandwich somewhere, you're going to get a picture of a person going, I wouldn't unwrap my sandwich here. That's what you're going to get. So it's much more important to me that you go there, you feel nice, you like their dog. Geez, some cute music. I like the light in here. You know, the warmth, ambiance, ease, much more important. Now, what might be an ambient, easy place for you might be different than me. So, but I would go. People who go, you know, I booked a photo session off somebody's book. I go, gee, you know, that's sort of like a date, you know, getting married without a date. I want to see where these people work. I want to listen to them. You know, if somebody has an offensive attitude, I'm going to look like a person that's being offended. You know, it's going to translate. So the atmosphere to me is much more important than the agent recommends. Now, if my agent recommends somebody, they're sure going to be on the top of the list. I'm going to go visit them first. But I'm interested in who other people recommend, you know? Because what you feel comfortable with is different than me, and it's about your comfort. It's about you just being able to, you know, this is a very, taking still pictures is a weird deal. It's unnatural, you know, to go, we never do that in life. You don't, you know, say to this 7-Eleven person, you know, do you have Lucky Strike? We don't do that. You know, you just, so it's an unnatural, weird deal. So you want it to feel as comfortable as you possibly can make it feel. That to me is much more important. That it feels comfortable financially, you know. If I'm paying way more than I can afford, I'm going to be looking like a person that's scared to death in my pictures. I'm paying way more than I can afford for these pictures. I don't want a picture like that, you know. You should feel comfortable enough with whoever's shooting you that you'd invite them over to your house, you'd introduce them to your parents, you know. They should be at least that presentable. Otherwise, you're going to get a picture of an uncomfortable person. It's just logical. All right. What's next?
And all you need is a 5-minute meeting with them.
Yeah.
Go in, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, look at their book, meet the dog, meet them, and then go back into your car and write an essence for them.
Yep. Yep.
You know how good a judge of characters you are. Use it.
I mean, you all have gone to a party where you've gone into somebody's house and you go, ooh. How long does it take you to know that this is an uncomfortable atmosphere? Or it's a comfortable atmosphere? It takes you about 30 seconds to go, ooh. I mean, I'll socialize and I'm glad to be here, but I wouldn't live like this. It only takes you a couple seconds. So if you go to a photography studio and you go, ooh, creepy, or dirty, or weird, and then some of you don't mind dirt, that's fine, then you should go be photographed. Those are just my things. But I want to be comfortable. Whatever it takes for you to be comfortable there. And it doesn't take years. You don't have to prove anything. You have a good sense of what's comfortable for you. All right, managers. Managers aren't salespeople. That's the first and most important thing. Those of you who have signed with a manager to get more auditions, wrong reason. Now, it's lovely if they get you some auditions, but they're breaking the law when they do it. You need to know that. Because they're not franchised nor licensed by the state of California or by the Screen Actors Guild to solicit appointments. They're breaking the law if they do it. Now, that doesn't mean that many don't do it, because the first thing I would want to know from a manager is, what agent do you want to hook me up with? Because if they're operating as unfranchised, unlicensed agents, that's what they're doing. You know, they need to have a sales relationship, because the manager is the sales manager. The manager is the person who works out the posters, works out the campaigns, figures out how to present and market. They're the marketing director. They're not the salesperson. Now, a lot of managers find that they need to operate, and a lot of us who can't get a credible sales staff, the best we can do is have a manager that is submitting. I'm not saying that's wrong.